Before I learned about the suffragettes, I wasn't aware that there was such a struggle for voting in women. For me, it was something that was natural because when I was born and I grew up with women's suffrage and with very strong female figures in my family. So when we learned about the suffragettes movement and how they had to fight, and some of them even gave their lives over this cause, it showed me that um, maybe my own inheritage, my how do you say that I had heritage I needed to take into account when I was doing my own civic duties. So for me, looking back at my family history was a way of linking myself to a cause that was long behind me, but that still had impacts on my own life. So I actually had my first vote experience about a week ago for the French primaries. And to me, it was a way of expressing my political views in a meaningful way for the first time in my life. And it was very exciting because um, before all I could do was have discussions and try to understand without having my say in politics. And for the first time, I was perhaps having a very small impact, but an impact nonetheless on the process. And to me, that's maybe part of growing up, that you start to have that small impact. And though it is small, it means a lot to who you are within your society. Voting is very important because, well, history shows that sometimes hundreds of votes can change the tide of the outcome of a presidential election. So it's very, I think, wrong and maybe lazy to discount your vote and to say, oh, well, it doesn't matter, it's just a drop in the ocean. To me, voting is not only a privilege, but something you have to do, an obligation. If you don't vote, you're giving up your right to be a citizen with rights within your society. You're not being held accountable for how you're being treated by laws and the people who make laws. So unless you vote, you can't really complain about how the system is being run, in my opinion. It's really the only way to make a meaningful change at that stage, at that scale.